Have you ever said to yourself, I can read English, but I can't understand native speakers? Or, listening is so hard, people speak so fast. A big reason why understanding native English speakers is hard is that you aren't pronouncing words correctly. That's right, your pronunciation affects your listening. Words in English don't always sound like they are spelled. This makes you think a word sounds one way, so you don't recognize it when a native speaker says it. Today, we're going to do some deliberate practice to help us fix a super easy pronunciation mistake that will help you both sound more natural and understand native speakers more easily. Deliberate practice typically involves 3 steps: active listening, focusing on the details, and producing English. Let's start with some active listening now. I'm going to play a short clip 2 times. Pay extra close attention to the ends of the words that I highlighted in green.
And sort of this notion of that as we train our bodies and brains to work really well together,
Yes.
then our waking cells, right,
Yes.
get to experience more accurate information processing. And sort of this notion of that as we train our bodies and brains to work really well together,
Yes.
then our waking cells, right,
Yes.
get to experience more accurate information processing.
Even though all of these words end with the letter S, they aren't all pronounced the same. In fact, only one of the S's is actually pronounced like an S. The others are pronounced like a Z. This is extremely common in English, and there are 2 places where you need to pronounce an S like a Z. An S at the end of a word is pronounced like a Z if the sound before it is voiced, or in other words, your throat vibrates when you say it. An unvoiced sound is like the P at the end of ship. It comes completely from your mouth, not your throat. So if we make ship plural, then the S is actually pronounced like an S. Ships. Ships. S. A voiced sound comes from your throat. If you put your hand on your throat when you say the D at the end of card, D, you can feel your throat vibrate. This means if we make card plural, that S is pronounced like a Z. Cards. Cards. The word shark ends with an unvoiced K. 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 So when it's plural, it's sharks. The word bar ends with a voiced R. R. Bar. So when it's plural, we say bars, like it's a Z at the end. What's the second place we need to pronounce an S like a Z? Well, how do you make this word plural? We say boxes by adding an extra syllable. When we add an extra syllable to make a word plural, that S also needs to be pronounced like a Z. Boxes. Boxes. You now know everything you need to improve your pronunciation and listening regarding this topic. It's now time to do a quick round of practice. Say this sentence out loud and see if you can determine how to pronounce the S's at the end of the words. If you want to improve, you must do this exercise out loud, not just in your head. I always try to pay my taxes on time. The end of always is way, a, which is voiced. So the S is a Z. Always. Of course, to make tax plural, we had to add an extra syllable. Taxes. Next, say this out loud. What do we do with the S's at the end of words? She is the nicest person. She seems so happy. The I or I of is voiced. I. So the S becomes a Z. Is. The M of seem is voiced. Seem. So the S becomes a Z as well. Seems. Here's the third challenge. Can you bring a couple of cakes to the party? I'm taking care of the chips and salsa. Both the K at the end of cake, k, k, and the P at the end of chip, p, p, are unvoiced. So both S's are pronounced like S's. 2 more. We've got too many cooks in the kitchen. Tell your friends to leave after they clean the dishes. Last one. Once you're done packing the lunches, get ready to go. They're sending a couple of cars to pick us up. In the future, remember chips, cars, and lunches. S's after unvoiced sounds are an S. S's after voiced sounds are a Z, and S's at the end of extra syllables, added to make a word plural, are also a Z. If you like this lesson, click like and subscribe below. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications for all my free lessons. By the way, if you like improving your English in a short amount of time, go to deliberateenglish.com to get a free 15-minute workout guide. It's full of challenging exercises that can help you improve your English even on busy days. See you soon.